Welcome to Dark Love Psychology. Have you ever noticed how people suddenly want something more when it feels hard to get? It's a strange, almost magnetic pull. An item that was merely interesting yesterday becomes an object of intense desire the moment it's labeled exclusive or unavailable. What is it about the unattainable that so powerfully captivates our attention and fuels our motivation? This isn't just a coincidence, it's a fundamental aspect of human psychology at play. Think about the frantic rush for tickets to a sold-out concert. The music is the same, but the experience is elevated by its exclusivity. Knowing you're one of the few who made it inside creates a sense of privilege and heightened value. Or consider a limited edition watch. Its function is simple, to tell time, but its value comes from its rarity. Owning one isn't just about utility, it's about possessing something that most people cannot. It's a statement of status, taste, and access. And this principle extends powerfully into our personal lives. A man who isn't always available, who has his own purpose, passions, and a life that doesn't revolve around waiting for a text message, becomes inherently more intriguing. His time is a valuable resource, and he allocates it with intention. Today, we're diving deep into the scarcity effect, a powerful psychological principle that explains why rarity and unavailability can dramatically increase perceived value and attraction, especially in the complex world of dating and relationships. Now, let's be clear. This is not about playing manipulative games or pretending to be someone you're not. True scarcity isn't manufactured. It's the natural result of a life well lived. It's about understanding the profound psychological triggers that make your time, attention, and affection more valued. It's about cultivating genuine self-worth so that your presence becomes a high-value asset, not a default commodity. By the end of this video, you'll know how to apply this principle authentically to become more respected, desired, and magnetic. Let's begin. Chapter 1. What is the scarcity effect? Have you ever wondered why the hard to get is so magnetic? Why a limited edition item, a sold-out show, or an exclusive club seems to hold an almost mystical power over us? This isn't an accident. It's a deeply ingrained psychological trigger that shapes our desires, our choices, and our perception of value. This powerful force is known as the scarcity effect. So, what is it exactly? The scarcity effect is a cognitive bias that causes people to assign a higher value to things they believe are in short supply, rare, or difficult to obtain. It's a fundamental principle of human psychology. When we perceive that something is limited, our desire for it intensifies, and we are more motivated to acquire it. This isn't just a modern marketing gimmick. Its roots are buried deep in our evolutionary past. For our ancestors, scarce resources meant the difference between survival and death. A limited supply of food, water, or safe shelter triggered an urgent instinctual drive to secure those resources. Today, that same ancient wiring is still active. It doesn't distinguish between a life-or-death necessity and a limited-run sneaker. The brain simply registers scarce and responds with valuable and must-have. This creates a powerful fear of missing out, or FOMO, compelling us to act before the opportunity is gone forever. The fascinating part is how this changes our perception. When something feels rare, our brain automatically assigns it a higher value, even if nothing about the object's intrinsic quality has changed. A bottle of wine from a limited batch tastes better. A piece of art from a sold-out collection looks more profound. The scarcity itself becomes a feature, enhancing our experience and our estimation of its worth. It's not about the thing. It's about what the access to that thing represents. Status, exclusivity, and a win for our primal brain. Let's use a simple, everyday example. Imagine you're walking down a street with two restaurants side by side. One is completely empty, with staff idly waiting. The other has a long line of people waiting outside, chatting and eagerly anticipating their meal. Which one do you automatically assume is better? The second one, of course. The line itself is a signal of high demand and limited availability. Before you've even seen a menu or tasted the food, your brain has already concluded that the scarce resource, a table at the busy restaurant, is more valuable. This exact same principle is constantly at play in our social and romantic lives. It applies directly to people. A man who is always available, who drops everything at a moment's notice and has no plans of his own, signals low demand. He feels common, easily accessible, and therefore, less valuable in the subconscious calculus of attraction. Conversely, a man who has a full, purpose-driven life, filled with his own goals, hobbies, and social circles, naturally has limited availability. He has boundaries. His time and attention are scarce resources because they are already invested in things that matter to him. This man doesn't need to hard to get. His life structure him a scarce commodity. This natural scarcity signals high value, making him inherently more attractive and desirable. Throughout this series, we will explore how to cultivate this authentic scarcity, not as a manipulative tactic, but as a natural byproduct of building a high-value life. To understand why scarcity is so magnetic, we need to look under the hood at our own brain chemistry. It's not about playing games, it's about aligning with fundamental human psychology. Our brains are ancient machines, wired for survival, and scarcity taps directly into that primal operating system. It works by activating three powerful psychological triggers that are almost impossible to ignore. Let's break them down. First, the fear of loss, also known as loss aversion. Our brains are wired to feel the pain of losing something about twice as powerfully as the pleasure of gaining something of equal value. When an opportunity or access to a person feels rare or limited, your brain immediately flags it as a potential loss. It screams, "What if I miss out on this? What if it's gone forever?" This isn't just a thought, it's a visceral, biological reaction. That fear of a missed connection creates a powerful sense of urgency. It transforms passive interest into active desire, compelling others to act now rather than later. Second, the principle of social proof. As social creatures, we constantly look to others for cues on how to behave and what to value. When your time and attention are scarce, it sends a clear, unspoken signal. This person is in high demand. The subconscious assumption people make is simple. If others are competing for his time, he must be valuable. It's a mental shortcut. Instead of having to determine your value from scratch, they infer it from the demand you command. This creates a feedback loop. Your perceived value attracts high-value people, which in turn increases your social proof even further. Value attracts value. And third, the dopamine response. Dopamine is often called the pleasure chemical, but that's not quite right. It's the chemical of anticipation and motivation. It's what drives you to seek rewards. Constant, predictable availability flatlines this system. There's no anticipation, no chase, no reward. But when your availability is uncertain, it introduces a variable reward schedule, the same mechanism that makes slot machines so addictive. The brain gets a hit of dopamine not from your presence, but from the of your presence. This uncertainty, this mystery, keeps the emotional system engaged and heightens attraction. Too much availability kills the excitement. Strategic scarcity keeps it alive. Let's make one thing very clear. Scarcity is not ignoring someone. Scarcity is not acting cold. Scarcity is not manipulation. The opposite of scarcity is neediness. Example, neediness says, "Please like me, I'm always here." Scarcity says, "I enjoy you, but my life doesn't revolve around you." A scarce man has a schedule, priorities, standards, emotional self-control. Women don't chase men who chase validation. They chase men who don't need to be chosen. Over-availability sends a dangerous message. My time has no value. Example, instant replies every time, always adjusting plans for her, saying yes to everything, no personal boundaries. Even if your intentions are good, the signal is wrong. Scarcity creates contrast. If she knows she can access you anytime, your presence stops feeling special. Attraction grows in space, not pressure. Chapter 5. How high-value men create scarcity. High-value men don't try to be scarce, they are scarce. Why? Because they are busy building their health, their career, their purpose, their emotional discipline. Example, a man who trains, works, learns, and has goals cannot text all day, even if he likes her. That's not strategy, that's alignment. Scarcity created by purpose feels natural. Scarcity created by tricks feels fake. Chapter 6. How to apply the scarcity effect. Here's how to use scarcity correctly. 1. Control your time. Your schedule should matter, even to you. 2. Delay gratification. You don't need to respond instantly to feel connected. 3. Have standards. Not everyone deserves unlimited access to your energy. 4. Detach from outcomes. When you don't fear losing someone, you stop trying to impress them. That calm confidence is extremely attractive. In the end, scarcity works because value creates attraction, rarity creates value, confidence creates emotional safety. The most attractive men aren't loud. They aren't chasing. They aren't begging for attention. They are rare. And rarity makes people lean in, not pull away. If you want to understand attraction on a deeper psychological level, make sure to subscribe to this channel. Because once you understand human psychology, you stop chasing and start choosing. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up. Share it with someone who might need help. Thanks for watching until the end. See you in the next video.